Hello, my name is Peter Hawser and I've been the headmaster of Toowoomba Grammar School now since 2003. My previous work experience was at Camberwell Grammar School in Melbourne, an all-boys school. I was the deputy headmaster there, and again prior to that another very well-known independent boys school, Scotch College, the oldest boys school in Victoria. Having worked in all-boys schools now for over 30 years, it's our passion. And my passion, shared with our teaching colleagues, is getting to know boys, knowing how they learn, understanding how they behave. And it's for this reason that we promote Toowoomba Grammar School as a wonderful school for your son. The vision of Toowoomba Grammar School is to provide a quality education for boys. We've been an all-boys school since the first day of operation back in 1877, so we understand boys. Relevant to the prep year, we see that as a vibrant and exciting year, a warm year with the boys' first introduction into schooling. Our prep teachers are highly qualified. They're committed professionals. They love young boys. We love to see them learn and develop in an exciting and a fun way. Our prep teachers are supported by full-time teacher aides in every classroom, and this combined with our wonderful resources provide an exciting time for our boys. Recently I invited a group of prep parents to come in to discuss their experience with their son being educated at grammar. I hope you find their comments informative.
Quite frankly, there are no other options for a boys-only education in Toowoomba right from that prep year, apart from the grammar school. And you know, anyone who's a parent of boys and girls will know that boys and girls are different, and they are different right from the age of 4 and 5 too, when they're entering into the schooling stream. So it was incredibly important to us for our son to be schooled by a school that knows how to school boys. And so yeah, Toowoomba Grammar School was the choice for us.
Getting the foundation right for an education is extremely important, and I think spending the money on a private education in the junior school is probably more important than the high school. If you haven't got the foundation right, then how can you succeed in a senior school, in a senior private school? So spending the money now, I think we get a big bang for our buck, and Hugo's getting an A1 education.
When we walked into Mrs. Morgan's classroom, it was just fantastic. It was set up for boys, there were games and toys, it was vibrant. It was just a happy place to be every morning.
It ticks every box for us, both academically, the ability to excel in sport, if that's what the boy excels in. We have 3 boys. They're all different. One's quite academic. One can't get a ball out of his hand. And the other one's a bit of both. But each boy's allowed to shine in what they like to do. So that's probably the real key for us, that kids aren't put in pigeonholes, and they're not trying to be made something they're not. They're free to explore what they're good at, and given every opportunity to do that.
We were very impressed with the overall look of the school and the feel of the school. The boys were running around being boys, but it was organised and it was friendly, and it just seemed like fun but respectful at the same time. The beauty of the junior years is that the class sizes are small, which is always a benefit when you're dealing with really young children. And of course there's a full-time teacher aide in class at all times, and that caters for those young boys too, if they need to go to the toilet, or you really do need more than one adult present with a group of boys all in one place.
First impressions were wow, just blown away by the amenities, by the classrooms, the library, the woodwork room, the art room, the swimming pool. Can I go on?
The thing that Mark most liked about his schooling experience in prep last year was access to the computers, actually. Computers in the classroom. He's a bit of a fan of the computer, and the programs that you can get on the computers for their English and maths education are really fantastic, and yeah, he loved computer time.
He has certainly loved the all-boys setting in that it's for boys. He hasn't had to write a story about fairies. He hasn't had to sing songs about butterflies. If he wants to build something in Lego and it's Star Wars and it blows things up, that's been okay, and that's been really good.
I think boys' attention span is a lot less than girls. Their ability, their dexterity is not as developed from a young age as girls, and they like to be physical and active. And I think it's critical to have an education system, a curriculum that's tailored to a particular sex. They do a lot of the intensive work in the morning while the boys have some form of attention, and then later on in the day they do more physical activities.
I love the fact that Rory was able to participate in both educational activities, so those co-curricular activities such as Japanese and art and woodwork and those sorts of things that I never imagined that someone at such a young age would be able to do all of those things. But as well as that, the extracurricular activities, the cricket, the football, all those sporting sort of activities, he has enjoyed. The choir and performing at the Stepfords, all of those extracurricular things have been very well received.
For a school to recognise that boys are boys and they are more rough and tumble and they are distractible, is really important. And I think that, for educators to be aware of that and to be trained and to be teaching specifically with that in mind, so if the boys are a bit rowdy, well, you can go outside and blow off some steam for 5 minutes and come back into the classroom and settle down. That's not necessarily an opportunity that boys might have elsewhere. The change from kindy to here, I was quite concerned with how he would go. But in the end, my fears were unfounded, because from the first day he stepped in here, he just wanted to be a Toowoomba grammar boy.
We were, I suppose, concerned in that we had a little boy who was not 5 when he started prep. A very active little boy who was still quite impulsive, and at that stage probably wasn't tuned into academics. So that was probably our biggest concern, and we had none after the first week. There was enough running around time in prep, there was enough free time, toys, games for him to play with, as well as the academic work. The fabulous thing for us was that the preppies were involved in everything. They could play sport, they are in a choir, they do art, they go to the library, they're involved in assembly, so there wasn't anything that they weren't allowed to do because they were preppies, and that was fantastic.
We've been pleasantly surprised by the junior years here, that there is a sense of community, that where the teachers and the parents have the common goal of trying to provide for their boys the best education possible. I think that fosters a community in itself, and it is really all about the boys and giving our best for them and doing the best that we can for them.
I guess we're on a journey together, probably for the next 13 years, with the other parents. And most parents have got the mindset that they're going to be sending their kids through to year 12. So there is this connection there with all the parents, and we're sharing the journey together.
He's an absolute joy. I pick him up in the afternoon and he's got a smile. He's beaming from one side of his face to the other, so he never has a bad day.
It's directly for boys, so they account for the boys. They get to know the boys really well, they challenge them, they can really fulfil their full potential, and the support is there whether they're struggling or excelling, and they just become a grammar boy from day one, which a lot of the boys think is fantastic.
The boys in prep have full access to the broader curriculum, the same as all boys do from prep to year 6. So for the class teachers, they take the boys for English, mathematics, science and history, and integrate computers, iPads and interactive whiteboards within that. And then the boys will go and see specialist teachers for a range of other subjects, so that can incorporate music, drama, library, PE, health, French and Japanese, and the boys will get to see 6 or possibly 7 teachers across a week with the subject specialists.
He will be given the opportunities, I suppose, to be a boy. Boys can be boys here, and I think that's really important.